What's good, everyone? Super Mario Poke here, and I'm sitting here on Super Bowl Sunday. We're looking at pokebeach.com, and there's some very interesting news here that and also have a link below. And basically, what this is that this is a list of all the forms or Pokemon with alternate forms. Now, what this list means is that, and this is coding within the game, that one, it shows their dex number, and the guy kindly put the Pokemon's name next to it in parentheses. But then it also has, the sprites and how many forms. Now, every Pokemon that doesn't have a form, like Pikachu, has a 0 in this forms column. And for example, Shaymin, which has one alternate form, has the number 2. Now, the interesting thing is Kyurem. As Kyurem has a number 1. This is the only Pokemon in the black and white coding with a number 1. And that means that it was, 1, put in there on purpose, and 2, it means that there's a lot that I'll go through. But it basically, if you go back to Diamond and Pearl, there was a chart that's basically the same thing. And it showed Rotom, Shaymin, and Giratina also had a number 1. And then when Platinum came out, then they had new forms. Now, Game Freak planned these new forms long before the release of Platinum in these games. They left coding for them. And the sprite number, which is this number right here, this middle column, as you see right here, is 55. That is the same sprite number as Melata, which means that Melata's sprite is just a placeholder for this form. And that it also, its stats are not clear, which means, it could have different stats, or it could not. It's just in the coding of black and white, the stats don't exist. And this is just like, if you go back to Diamond and Pearl. And so with this is very interesting. And why would they put this information? And there's really no answer. But what it means, though, is that it's basically revealing that there will be a Pokemon Gray. And because it would reveal it, because it's coding for it, and that Kyurem's form will be in it, and that will be the like the special thing. Like, remember Platinum with Giratina? It's based around that, where it had an alternate form. They seem to be leaning towards that path, so we could be looking at a brand new Kyurem with new, it's got some of its moves that haven't been put on him yet, and it's got alternate form, maybe alternate stats, alternate ability, different typing. I mean, no one knows what's going to happen. But it can have a different form, which is awesome. And and it does lean towards the fact that Gray will be released. And so that is some pretty cool news, at least in my opinion, that, it's kind of quote-unquote proving that there will be a Gray, unless, or at least they left room for this form to be in Gray when they plan to release it. And who knows, they could just make, a Ruby Sapphire remake and put it in there, but I think they're leaning towards a Gray first, which is awesome. That's gonna be cool. But that will be very interesting to see what happens, as we're not gonna know what's gonna happen until this Gray comes out, and the and Gray, in print, in quotations, because they might not call it Gray. It's just speculation. But yeah, long story short, Kyurem is in the same state that Shaymin, Giratina, and Rotom were back in the Diamond Pearl, and when Platinum came out, they all got new forms. So in theory, Kyurem should get that as well, as basically, it has no confirmed stats for this quote-unquote alternate form. It has room in the coding for an alternate form, and its sprite for that form is Melata, which means they haven't made the sprite yet, which means it's not confirmed, all that kind of stuff. So it's really interesting, and that's that's open for discussion below in the comments. Tell me what you think, and what you think about this, and what's with the Kyurem, with Gray, that kind of stuff, and the yeah, and also leave a comment. Who do you want to win the Super Bowl? But finally, Kyurem's new form will probably be revealed, as it says right here, in the next few months, because there's a movie that's coming out, and basically Giratina's new form, and the Shaymin movie, it's it was introduced it was introduced in the anime, which means Kyurem's form could be released then, which then means that could be the form in the new game. So all in all, it's really cool, and I want to hear what you think below, and also tell me what you think about the Super Bowl, because it is Super Bowl. So until then, I will see you guys later. Have an awesome Super Bowl Sunday. Peace.